Live. Hey there, welcome back, guys. We're live. We're going to be 3D printing the filament MatterHackers mascot. Looks really cool. I had a little benchy over there that fell and broke into many pieces, but I figured, hey, I got plenty of benchies lying around. Got a boat there, got a boat down there, and so I figured, hey, why not just print something? I've always wanted to print. Actually, I always wanted to print the Creality mascot. I'm going to do that next after this. Apparently it doesn't need any supports, which is a good thing. So we should be able to set it and forget it. I'll just show you the files here in the desktop. As you can see, there are two different versions. I mean, not versions, I guess there's only one original, kind of like Ray's Pizza. We got one here, and then we got one here. So you can choose which one you want. I believe this one might be the original. I'm not sure which one's the original one. The original one might be on another website, but like with 3D printing, once you find one STL, they start popping up like everywhere. So I like this one. I like printables because apparently printables are supposed to be a better experience, a good experience, hopefully, right? So I'm going to download all files and go here. Should be in my here. There it is in the downloads. And then apparently when I was doing some research on it, it says it doesn't need any support. I wish it had all. The reason why I kept looking elsewhere and I have two versions on my desktop is because as you can see, I don't, even though printables is supposed to have a good reputation, there isn't any detail about like how to print it, like do it need supports, no supports. So sometimes when that happens, you want to look elsewhere and see where that file's available, because as you can see, you get lucky and you get all the details and nooks and crannies of what's needed. And as you can see here, printed MatterHackers Pro Series PLA at 0.2 millimeters layer height and 10% infill. I was like, oh wow, that's really useful. That's good to know, because that will probably shorten the print time. All right, so knowing that and moving forward, hopefully we'll have a good experience. And this one I didn't test print, so hopefully it will print and the experience will be more or less than you can imagine. I have to run, so hopefully, let's see what we got. That's definitely too big. I don't need, maybe I could put that in my yard with a pink flamingo. So usually you go here on the, right there, scale, make sure uniform scaling selected, I don't know, 40% maybe. And sometimes some prints can't be scaled. If you've been following me, it's just hit or miss on the STL. Some do well scaling, which means making it bigger or smaller, and others just have to be that size. Hopefully that's not the case with this. We had really good luck printing the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, that was scalable. That was a huge piece. And sometimes little pieces like this with all the details, you know, sometimes they might require support. We'll save the disk, because then the printer can't handle it. Well, my printer, you know, of course, newer printers probably could. We'll just call it filament, right? Save it to the desktop. It's only going to take an hour to print, which is great. Probably if I did 30%, it would probably print faster, but then we'd probably lose a lot. So now I'm just going to go here. There's a link to both files in the description. You decide which source you want. Oh, I forgot to do something. Okay, that's all right. We go here, because this is probably going to even shorten the time even more. If we close right there, and then right here, and go to recommended, see infill. So let's try 10% like they said. So once we change that, we get like a little error, but that's okay. We're just following directions, because by default everything just works in Cura, but I don't need like such a lot of infill and filament wasted on it. So let's see, 59 minutes. We don't really, you know, doesn't make or break the print, but whoops. So that's okay. We're just following directions, right? And then we had gotten the hold on 1 second. Show thickness, support, we'll build on filament. Just replace it. And I think the infill is already set by default. It doesn't need to be changed. So if you go to custom and you see 0.2 mil, so we're good there. So there's no need to change that, the initial layer height. So we're going to leave that like that. And now we're going to go into our browser. Remember, the link to this is in the description down below. and then we're just gonna go to the printer and send it. Actually, I think I have something on the bed from the last time. We'll just upload it in the meantime now. Hold on. Disconnected. We'll put complete. See what it says. Whoops. Oh no, 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 no. Fuck. Damn it. Alright. Well, hopefully it prints. Last time that happened, it was the access limit switch thingy. Alright, it is what it is. I know how to change that. I'll just report this to Creality and they'll send us a new one. I was like, no. Alright, anyway, that's fine. It's not a big deal. As long as you know how to fix it. There's actually a video I have on how to fix that. And then I'll just remove everything from the bed. Alright, so knowing that, moving forward, printable files, upload. Hopefully it will still print, right? Let's see. We'll go to desktop, right here. Filament, open. So I was so not expecting that so soon. It's a simple fix. It just means, you know, I don't know. One more thing to fix on the channel and less time flying. But I got like a good many thousands of hours on that before you have to change that piece. Knowing that moving forward, it's just not a way you want to start your day, especially since I don't have the part, which means I'll have to put it in a support ticket. Alright, so I'm going to go to the printer, clear the print bed. Alright, this was a previous print that was printed. Whoops, little fidget. And I got a little, but it doesn't fit. So I have to use the Dremel, maybe. We'll do that in another video. The fidget thingy. Maybe a hammer. We'll figure it out. So here's the print bed. So it could be the, yeah. Alright. Bummer. I wonder if I shut it off, what'll happen. Actually, you know what? Let's send it back home and see what happens. So we'll go here. Transition. And then we'll go, where is it? Status and control. Let's see what happens when it goes back home. Alright, but that's the beginning of the end of like something needing to be changed. And it's a really easy fix. The hardest part is taking the shit apart and then putting it back together, because then whatever part you put in, you have to level it. Then you got to recalibrate everything. Sometimes those bearings, right, like you have in your fidget spinner, you know, you can't change one, you got to change them all. And then the nightmare about changing any of the parts isn't changing the parts, it's the process of leveling the board. That's the nightmare parts. Even though it says, oh, it has auto leveling. Yeah, in order to get it, in order to auto level, you gotta freaking level it first so it knows exactly where it is and needs to be before it can go where it needs to go when it decides to do what you want it to do on its own, if that makes any sense, right? Trying to twist that, but they put it on the packaging. Auto leveling. Auto. Alright, so knowing that and moving forward, let's go back to the print off. I think I need to spray it with some, maybe I'll put some 3D lac on it, right? And then help the little spaceman. He's going to be yellow, and it might print faster, as you know. When we've printed these things before, sometimes now we'll just go to print. And the good thing about printing from the camera, right, is when you go away, you can stop the print remotely. Like if I start the print from the printer, I'd have to like call one of my kids, and be like, hey, can you stop the printer? Because I started it from the printer. But when you start it remotely like this, you just stop it from wherever it is, from wherever you are. There we go. Transition. Yeah, so there we have it here. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is, right? One more thing to fix on the channel. We still have one more drone put together. We still have the radio to fix. We still have parts, and yeah, we're always gonna have stuff to film. So let that work its magic. And I just can't remember. Oh, it was a nightmare when that happened before. Anyway, let's go to YouTube and see if anybody's here. Let you guys watch that, and then I might paint the Nice. There we go. I'm just gonna. Oh, hey, Marco Bailu. You need to print some Neo stuff. Yeah, I might do that. Lots of cool prints for the Neo bro. Yeah, but maybe. It's a. I don't want to weigh it down. And it's still in the box. You only need supports for overhangs. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So you only need supports for over. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would need supports or not. You know, on the hands. I guess overhangs, like Marco Bay is saying, is probably stuff that looks like this. Hold on, don't worry, we'll go back to the printer. Does your printer ever make that noise, Marco Bay? Like that? Because it can't print into thin air. Which is kind of interesting, which means if you're really good at slicing, you could customize the supports, right? So that they're only on one side. I wonder if any of you guys ever been able to do that? Not me, but yeah. So remember that this is going to be an hour print because I have to leave soon, and I always wanted to test something. Well, until I found out I need to fix the printer, which means after this video, I got to download the video and then send it to the folks at Creality, which is a bummer. And then they send you the part, you know, hopefully. Last time they did. Oh, wow. That's weird. It's printing. One moment, please. It's kind of big for Mr. Mascot. No, that's not Mr. Mascot, is it? What's printing? Oh, spiral fidget spinner. No, wrong file. Cancel it. Yes. Good thing I didn't get up and walk away and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave now when I come back. I thought I uploaded it. Printable files, filament. Okay. Let's take two and action. He's like, what? That's okay. This will be an easy removal since it's still warm, like a cookie, you know. And I'll leave a link to everything in the description down below. There we go. Filament. Alright. Now we'll print again. Again! And then I was going to put something over here, like that little fidget thing. So it doesn't fit, but I'm thinking if I take the Dremel, I have a Dremel, right? And then I can or hammer. I don't want to hammer out. I think I'm going to use the Dremel. We have a Dremel that we from back in the day, two Dremels actually, but when we redid our bathroom, it was only like 20-30 bucks at Home Depot, and it took forever. It was more expensive dremeling because every time we needed a new tip, we had to get a new one. So that's where they get you. It's like the ink on the ink cartridges / printer. Get a Dremel, $15-20, but then you wind up spending half the time going back and forth to the hardware store, getting new Dremel bits. Unless maybe we were dremeling wrong. Drum roll, please. So this is really cool. I was thinking of painting this, the inside red, right? And then hopefully this will print a little spaceman. Oh, let me just check. Hold on. Yeah, it looks okay. I was just checking out that first layer because if the first layer retracts, then it might be made lax or like something funky happening with the board as you saw in the beginning, which is a bummer. Ah, another bummer. Webcam is not in charge mode, which means that we'll figure it out. Don't worry. All right, let's see what Market Bay says. Now we can quit. Just gonna close out here, close out there, close out. Pop chart open and go here. Let's see what Market Bay. Wow, bamboo P1S combo wrapping sprawl. That's amazing. Wow, amazing printer. One day that will be me. I actually thought about selling this one and buying the Ender 3 S1. The next one after this one, I have the Pro. So what's next after Ender 3? Ender 3 S1 Plus, right? S1 Plus looks like a pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm still researching other models. Definitely feel like you know, and then I just pay the difference of like $100, right? If I sell this one for $250, and then the new Ender 3, if I sell it before Christmas, is $269, right? So that means I would just pay the difference. I actually put it up on Facebook Marketplace. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, you know, time will tell. But I think the only difference is the bed and I guess the printing experience. But you know, we'll see. If it sells, great. If not, as you know, I'm not going to lose any sleep. But I'll still put in that ticket for Creality. Bummer, but I can't download the video until after the stream. But I can probably get a crafty email ready, right? And a good thing, I'll just send them a little clip / snippet of the attachment. But this one, you know, I could do that later. Let's print this one. Not print this one. Paint. I want to paint the inside. I do have some brushes, so that's the only downside, is that I won't be able to airbrush it, right? So I gotta have some paint and just do it inside there, and the right brush too. This is probably a good brush. I wanted to do red, like a funky color, so that when it spins, 1 second. In some of these paints, you need water. Wow, that's so cool. The hardest part is like you're gonna want to print something and you're gonna spend all day setting it up, you know, trying to like get it ready and stuff like that. And you're like, damn, I just want to print. And then you will probably 3 days, depending on your experience too. You know, it might take you a day or two. Calibration, the warranty and stuff, filling out all the paperwork needed. Probably too much water. Bummer. You really don't need a lot of water. But you know what? Or even a lot of paint. Sometimes just need a tad. That's why I wish I had it's somewhere around here, a little Doppler, you know, and then you just keep adding on to the Doppler. In this case, you could probably just wet the brush, right? And then, oh, except this paintbrush is broken. Damn it. All right, so much for that. Yeah, this paintbrush is broken. This must be a different brush. And I have a box of paintbrushes though, somewhere around here. I think it's behind the curtain behind me. But what we can do is, while that's printing, right? We'll just paint it and spread it. Because I want it to be, when you spin it, I'm definitely going to have to use the Dremel on this one. Unfortunately. For sure, this is the good brush. And this is printed in PLA. So, and you take your time, there's no rush. Like well, for me there is, but if you gotta be somewhere, just do it when you come back. You know, you'll be back. And then just pray when you come back. 1, your print is done. 2, your print didn't go bonkers. I think it's called the access limit switch. That's the video. If you need to look it up, I actually have it on my channel. How to replace the access limit switch. Hopefully. But they know when you send the video to Creality, we'll like record it when it happens again. Thankfully I got lucky here. It's being recorded because you just send it to them and be like, hi, my printer's making this sound, and then like, oh, okay, that's this, and then they send you the part that you need. But sometimes you can't get a video, right? Sometimes it's a visual instead of an audio issue, and if you can record it, sometimes, you know, because sometimes too many details in the email, it's just confusing. And then if they can just see it, they'll be like, oh, I see what's happening. It's probably this, you know. So that too. But most likely, if you got to video it, then you got some major shit happening with your printer. Thankfully, I've seen this before, so I'm not worried. See, this is kind of cool. I'm thinking of doing like red, and maybe a little black, and yellow. Well, yellow's already there. And then I gotta Dremel it away so that the bearing fits in there. It's really cool. Yeah, I think black, because black will go well on yellow. Normally when you paint, if you want to paint stuff, it's better to print your print in gray. Gray is really easy to print over, and you only need one layer, whereas this will probably need 2 layers, because even though it's red, the color, you know, it bleeds through. But I think that's going to look really cool as it's spinning, right? Oh, there you go. Oops, hold on. What's in here? Nothing. Trying to figure out where to put the brush so I could show you. Oops, that's fine. When you spin. But it'll spin faster with the bearing. See? And then of course it's going to need more than one coat, unfortunately. And then I just clean it. The water's fine. Sometimes you want to dilute. Whoa! Don't drop your stuff. That would be, thankfully there were no electronics today, right? Then it would have been my fault for breaking everything. Not the folks who sent it to us. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do black. So it's definitely gonna need more than one coat, unfortunately. Black is kind of cool. Yellow, red, and black, and the colors will spin. Hopefully, or maybe a different color. Maybe, you know, yeah, black. I think black would be cool. These are acrylic paints, in case you're wondering. I can leave a link to these in the description. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see. See? Acrylic paints. I got them on Amazon a while back. I paint sometimes, but if you 3D print your stuff, if you have a printer that can actually print multiple colors, great. But the painting experience is a little bit of a nightmare because I have the airbrush. Probably if I had 3 airbrushes, that would be great. Because if you're going to airbrush something, everything is cool, but let's say I'm airbrushing in green. Now I'm like, oh wow, that's so cool. Now I'm going to wait for it to dry and do the next part in blue. Good luck with that. Now you got to clean out the airbrush, and then when the airbrush, you got to wait for the airbrush to dry. Then when the airbrush is dry, then you got to remix your paints again. So anybody who airbrushes their stuff, you know that they took a lot of time to do it. And even if they had a multiple airbrush, you know that it still took time because it takes like 20 minutes to clean that thing. And I was like, wait, what's that clicking sound? That was the condenser. I heard a click. I was like, oh no, not again. Yeah, so you know that they took a lot of time and effort. Even with painting takes a lot of time and effort. It takes more time, but not as much time as it takes to clean out the airbrush process. So that's why I don't do it a lot. I do with the kids occasionally because they like using it, but as soon as it comes time to clean up that airbrush, everybody disappears into the shadows. Oops, gotta go. Oh, I realized I didn't call Malaya today. Oh, I forgot to do my homework. I realized Simon just came in the Google Classroom. I'm like, what? Like, wait, where's everybody going? Don't go. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, it's fun. I like using it. But probably on a bigger piece. You know? Oh, and you also have to tape everything. Because when you're airbrushing, you don't want to get paint in certain spots. So you use the airbrush. You use painter's tape. This is pretty cool. Whoops. Like a Q-tip will get off the remnants of stuff. I'm not worried about it. It's a fun paint. Thanks, Mark Bay. Good to see you. Wow, you must be so excited for that new printer. I was. I'm always excited when I get one new stuff. Like, do I have enough filament? Do I have a table for it? Do I have the space? Where is it gonna go? You want to get your computer ready too, so when you have your you know, I use Cura, but there are many different. What he's using? Oh, Bamboo. I think they have their own proprietary software, and a lot of websites, like, you just send to print now. I was like, what? And it's usually, that's usually the Bamboo experience. So you probably have to learn the software as you do stuff. You know, everything's going to be streamlined. That's like the BMW of printers. But even if I like could afford to get a Bamboo, I would still, for me, I like the Ender. I don't know. I just like the way the software, as you see, works well with my operating system, and the way shit crashes here. I really couldn't take advantage of a different printing experience because the Ender 3S1 Pro, or just the Ender series, right, just works well for my computers and stuff. Maybe if I had like a PC, more, you know, it streamlined the experience, but I don't know. With nothing actually working the way it's supposed to, at least like I know I can fix it. But I wouldn't mind getting a Bamboo style printer. Apparently it's the way to go, especially on the forums. There are no complaints. People have a really great experience with the Bamboo printer. You know, like you don't see a lot of troubleshooting videos on them. Like if something happens, it's usually like some user error stuff, but not a lot. It's the way to go. See, now we got yellow. Not yellow, but I think those are the two good colors. And I'll probably need another layer when I come back. I'm probably gonna need a Q-tip. That's easy. That's why you probably use painter's tape or some other stuff. Hold on. So I got some rubbing alcohol and airbrush cleaner. Hopefully that will work with it. Oh nice, look at that. Now it's printing his little waistline. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna try rubbing alcohol first, just to get in between the spots that I accidentally... Oh nice, it comes off. As long as you do it, I guess because it's freshly painted. See, the older paint that happened like a few minutes ago is a little bit tougher to come off. But it's working. See? Voila. Because you don't really want those blemishes there when it's spinning. Nice. And then, now we just gotta figure out, I'm gonna do 2 more layers, see? When it spins. Now if you had a really good printer, you could just choose what colors you wanted them to be, and then when you're done you'd be like, oh, that's so old school, why are you painting it? I remember one time, I think it was like a year ago, one of my friends built the website, and I was like, oh wow, that's so cool, and then I showed him mine, and I was like, he's like, oh wow, that's so cool, how'd you do that? I said, I coded it. And he's like, why? And I didn't realize that, I don't know, because that's how you do it, you just code your website. And he's like, and then why? I don't understand. Because apparently no one's coding anymore, everything is like like Wix or drag and drop or WordPress, and even WordPress, like these wiggy widget plugins that you have in there. Yeah, so like people are more perplexed about why would you spend time coding a website? It's ridiculous. So no one's coding anymore. Kind of crazy if you ask me. Yeah. But why? So yeah, it looks like, see, I'm gonna let it dry and then put the other layer on. But that I let it dry for a couple of hours. And so in the meantime, I wonder if yeah, I think that's good. That's a good 2 colors. Oh man, I need to get really in there. It's fine. I think I can. That's why I need a super thin brush. It's amazing, these drones that are flying everywhere. I'm more intrigued, but someone's flying them. I saw them last night. I was like, damn, my kids came home. They're like, Dad, we saw the drones yesterday again. I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, you know, we didn't think. They're just drones. They weren't fazed by it because they see drones all the time here at home, you know, flying, and they just thought they thought maybe they were my friends at a meetup or something, a meetup happening in the neighborhood. And I was like, oh, you should have called me, because what I wanted to do was put my drone up in the air and get like a good picture of them. But the only way to photograph these drones, right, to get a really good glimpse of it, is to be above them. You can't really you know, I don't have a camera unless I put the Action 5 camera, but I don't have a mount. I mean, I do have a mount somewhere. Oh, it's back there. By the time I put the mount on and then got the drone ready, they'd be gone. Yeah, but the only mount I have is for the Avata 2. So yeah, I don't think I have a full. I'd be like, my video would be like everybody else's video. What is that? You know, I can't see what it is. All I see is the bright light. Like, amazing. All these people are with their freaking cameras, $1,000 camera on their phone. Not one clear picture. Like, it's like drives me like, so that's just comparable to the basic Bigfoot sighting. There are these Bigfoot sightings, and no one's been able to capture a clear image of the Yeti. No one's been able to capture a clear image of these drones flying in the sky, invading. You know, as long as they're not in restricted airspace, the flights are pretty much legal. But it's the fact that, you know, over military bases, critical infrastructures, like government buildings, and things like that. Arsenal, you know, military, you know, supposed to fly in military, over, you know, military property and stuff like that. It tells you, if you just read the Part 107, you know, you have your places you can fly. And that's why before I fly anywhere, I always call town municipalities to make sure I'm good to go. I don't do that here where I live because the town doesn't have a drone ordinance. But the next town, Ridgewood, like when I fly there, I always call and say, hi, it's Lewis. I'm going to be flying my drone. Just to let them know, because especially now, forget about it. I would not go to the next town and fly without calling and saying that there's going to be a drone in the sky, because someone will call now. Now if someone sees a kite in the sky, now you see an airplane. It's funny, there's a video online where these people are talking about the drone that they see in the sky, and they're so perplexed by it. And then someone in the comments section wrote, I guess you guys haven't been outside in a long time. It's a 747. So no, everything is a drone, you know. It was kind of like 9/11, where like everything was prefixed with Terra, right? And if you go to the restaurant and you order the tiramisu, they would call Homeland Security. He ordered the tiramisu. And then the guy comes out with the turban. The tiramisu. Tiramisu. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that's, what's going to happen now. Well, what is happening now, because people see the drones and they're like, Lewis, I saw you. Like, really? Yeah, so people are everything's going to be a drone, unfortunately. Like, people are mistaking 747s for the drone. People are mistaking prop planes for the drone. I don't think mistaking. They probably just never looked, like the person in the comments said, I guess you never looked up before, or you never been outside, living under a rock. Let's see where we are with this print. Yeah. Oh wow, it's pretty cool. I like it. See, now we have here. Check it out. I'll probably clean this out. I'll zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see. See? Kind of neat, huh? Wow. Yeah, I like it. I think those three colors blend really well. Now I got to figure out how to get this bearing in there. Oh, I think it was Ken, one of our viewers / subscribers, said use a filer. But I don't know, I have to see what kind of filer I have. Cause if it doesn't fit, you will crack it if you try and put it in there with a hammer. A little bit of a bummer. Maybe we'll save that part for another video. I mean, it looks like it might. I mean, maybe try from reverse, right? Maybe try putting it in from the back, from the behind. Nah, I mean, it just needs a little bit of a shave, right? Whoops. Watch how you're touching it, and then when it spins, yeah, I'll figure that part out. I don't know. It doesn't say if it goes right, and if when it does, you want it to be even. So that's why you only need to take a little bit off, not a lot, just or maybe none, or maybe print it with like some sort of and you don't want to. Maybe a hammer. I don't want to ruin it though. Possibly. We'll let it dry and then we'll try both ways. We'll try one with the hammer and bang, either crack and split, or Dremel it a little bit, not a lot, just a little. Anyway, I'll be back. I'll let you guys finish watching this print. Hopefully it finishes. And oh, I know what to do. That's pretty cool that he's got like a little weight on the back and the thing is still printing. You would think that it would like topple over or something, but no, it's working out really well. Um, you know, like doesn't need supports in its back like a mannequin or something. You know, that's why I sprayed the 3D lax on the board, and at first to help it stick. Not lax. I remember the last time we typed in 3D lax and laxative showed up. 3D lac. LAC. There's no X. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's see how much time is left on the printer. I'll go here. Oh yeah, I think I could put the metrics on there. Oh no, but the metrics don't tell you how much print time is left. We're at 61% though. 26 minutes, not bad. We will be done shortly. Less time too, because remember sometimes it says an hour, and you take like 5 to 10 minutes off the reading. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know what that was, but whenever you're printing and you hear a strange sound after you've got your sounds that you heard before it started to print, you're like, what was that? Or is it something else broke? Something else breaking? OSD. Time. Oh, it's only time display, but no timer. See? Kind of neat. But it says 2024, 12. Okay. Wow, interesting. That's kind of cool. But too bad it doesn't tell you how much time is left on your print. I'll leave that there for now. Let's see, printer. You know, you get to choose your printer. Camera, night vision, black and white. Nah. Firmware update. I'm running the latest. Time-lapse video. Oh yeah, maybe I should upload the time-lapse video of the last print. I always leave everything as default. I don't really do custom, because you could edit stuff like that in a Final Cut or whichever video program you use. GarageBand, which is the free. GarageBand is a little bit like Final Cut, except it's hard to find stuff, but it can pretty much do everything that Final Cut can, except for I think presets and plugins and stuff like that. But it's possible, because there's some guys that have their YouTube channel dedicated to showing people how to do all that fun stuff that you can do in Final Cut Pro in GarageBand. But it's just a really tedious process. Let's see, dashboard. Where's dashboard? No, dashboard brings. All right, so that's it. Nope, we can't. We're at 66% though. Sometimes it works like a GPS where it's like you're 5 minutes away, but we still been in the car for an hour. Yeah, I do hear the clicking. All right. See, the problem with 3D print troubleshooting is that when stuff needs to be replaced, you can either overhaul it and replace all the parts, or, you know, do like I'm doing, like, wait, what's that sound? While it's printing, try to pinpoint where the sound's coming from, so then you know where you can hone in on, and then just fix what only needs to be fixed, and not just overhaul everything. Like I might do one day. Or not. Who knows? Maybe someone will buy it, right? Someone will reach out to me and be like, "Hi, I like your printer," and you guys inspired me to. I was like, if people are buying people's printers, someone's gonna buy mine. You just have to sell it before it becomes a door stopper. Like, even if you took care of it and overhaul it, put all new parts and everything on, and it prints better than it did out of the box, let's say a year from now or 2 years from now, it's still only going to be worth $50, let's say. So that's why you always want to use that midway point window of opportunity to sell something where it still has its value. It's not peak, it's not prime, but it still has enough value where you can pay the difference of, let's say, $150, right, for a new printer. Oh, it was an Osprey. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, I was just reading about when I saw the drones in the air. Pentagon again temporarily pauses flights of the troubled Osprey aircraft. Another recent crash. What is Osprey? No, one of the drones I saw looked like an Osprey aircraft, but the back door was open. Yeah, that was what I saw. So when I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, because I had never seen one. The only time I seen the Osprey door hatch door open was in a Tom Cruise movie. And then when I saw the door open, I was like, oh wow, that must be how they're releasing the drones, and you know, and you know, packing up, like you ever see when the police come in Manhattan when the guys are selling their stuff, and they just grab their bag and then they walk away or run. And it's the same, similar to this was happening. I was like, oh wow, it looked like an Osprey drone, because their wingspan is like really short, and then the back door was open, and I guess the drones were just coming out, launching from there. But clearly they don't want, and you can't be in the air with shit like that and not have any kind of clearance or tell, you know, showing up on the radar like boom, boom. But it's interesting how, and if you saw my live stream, I think it was 2 days ago, I basically said it looked like one of these like Osprey drones. So yeah, I guess but interesting. But I think they're gonna deny it. They're not gonna admit it. We're not supposed to know. It's fine now. I'd rather know about what part is. I need to know what part is making that sound on the printer. Other than that, that's it. So I'll let you guys enjoy the show. Looks like it's kind of wild how it says there's only 19 minutes left, right? But it's hard to believe that it's going to print the rest of the body between now and then, because I gotta leave here in 19 minutes, you know? So I'll be back. I'm just gonna tighten up some stuff and let you guys enjoy the print. It's finished. Nice. Let me just undo this here. Wiki, and now let's see. Let's check it out. Oh wow, printed really, that's 40%. Well, 40% is pretty good. Wow, printed a little figurine. And I imagined that usually you want to wait for your prints to cool off, but I gotta go. Look at that. That is so cool. That's at 40%. It tore them off, but nothing broke, so that's pretty good. I'll let that cool off though. Looks like we can get away with painting this little guy. Yeah, actually, here, hold on. Put him right there so that you guys can see. It actually looks, moving back some, too much light. It's hard to pinpoint that angle so that you can see the detail. Let's see over here. Yeah, some amazing detail on this thing that the printer actually was able to print with no problem. Yellow, it's really hard to see a lot of the stuff that you would normally see depending on the light, but it is, I'll let you see it from the printer. Transition. See? And in the back, the backpack with the M on it. Oops. It is really cool. It's like a mini version of the other guy. I guess 100% could be pretty good. It's hard to get a good sense of the depth and perception in Cura when you're looking at the print, but it does look phenomenal. Look at that. See? If you look at the back side, all the details on his backpack and on his feet too. See that? And it didn't fall off the board. It's so small. You know what? We're going to put his new home over here. Now you'll see him. Now you know. He's right there. We might be able to scale him up 75%. Make him a little bit bigger, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think I might go bigger. Wow. Maybe 75. Not today though. Maybe a different, maybe later, because I want to. Let's see what happens when we send the printer back home. Makes any sounds? Status control. Printing is done. The X, Y, and keep our fingers crossed. It doesn't go. No, not yet. But it's a start. Then it just happens every now and again. You don't want shit grinding. All right. So that's pretty much it, because then it leads to more fixes. So I hope this video helped you. We'll continue where we left off. I think we could definitely go bigger. It's just that on the Cura slicer, he looks so big at 100% that I felt like he needed to be scaled down, but no, it didn't need to be. You know, we could probably go big and go home, but we'll save that print for another video. We'll open up Cura though. That's weird. What's happened here? My stream. Oh, that's split cam. I'll quit that. I opened up the wrong application. I meant to open up Cura, because Cura has a blue icon too. I'm just gonna open it up and see. I'll go here, go to recent, and then file, open recent, and then filament. See, it's so big, but that's at 100%. So that's why I thought it was gonna. And then when I did it scale, I did 40%, and it still looks pretty big. So it's hard to get a good sense of depth and perception. I'm gonna say 65, right? And let him print, and let's see what happens when we slice it. 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's not so bad. Let's do 75, right? Let's go back again. Preview. Okay, and then we'll go here, pair, click on him, maybe 75, right? 75, there, and then slice him. Then we can put him in the corner. Nobody puts Louis in the corner. 3 hours, ay, ay, ay. Why not, right? What have we got today? We'll have, it's kind of big, maybe 70. I don't want anything running for like 3 hours. Hold on, let's try 70. 70%. And then 2 hours for you. Okay, let's do that. Save to disk, and we'll call it filament 2, fill 2, and then save it. And then we'll go back here, and then printables, and then upload, filament 2, G-code, get that stuff off. Remember, it's lac, not lax. Alright, and then now we'll go here and press print. And now we'll catch you guys on the flip side. I gotta go. Now, fingers crossed. We come back, and there's no spaghetti. Spaghetti was meant for dinner, or angel hair pasta, because sometimes your 3D prints will go defunct. So, catch you guys on the flip side. See you in 3 hours. 2 hours, right? Something like that. Make sure everything's off. It stopped printing. It's so strange. I didn't know notification or dinging on. But I'm back. Wow. Oh, camera disconnected. Bummer. You really can't make